As we end the school year, let's take a moment to reflect on our many amazing LaSallian educators and students. We would like to express our gratitude to those who have made this year special, including alumni and donors who have supported the growth of the St. Mary's community. Here is what members of our community have to say.
I would like to express my gratitude to Mr. O because he's always willing to answer any questions I have and is so passionate about his work.
I'm thankful for Mr. Moen because he's really funny and brightens my morning every day.
I'd like to give my gratitude to Gracie Arevalo. She has been a great part of the track and field program for all these years, especially this year. She's taken over sort of a leadership role.
I would like to express my gratitude for Miss Oulette because she has always been helpful and kind to those who pass through her front office.
I'm grateful to Mr. Kieran Alberts and Kobe Thompson. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Duvalla, for being optimistic, supportive, and fun.
Express my gratitude for Dr. Triani for being a really good and caring teacher.
Express my gratitude towards Ms. Zinger because she's very kind and is always enthusiastic about teaching math.
Hi, I'd like to express my gratitude to the Fish Watchers Club, and that would be Anna, Malik, and Aiden. I'm a freshman at St. Mary's too, and those three made my freshman year great. Thanks for being so awesome.
Well, I'm grateful for a lot of students, but in particular, Collie Hatcher, Kobe Thompson, Simone Rice. It's been 4 years. You guys have been great. I'm really gonna miss you guys.
The teacher that I'm thankful for is Mr. Marks. He is just so energetic and so positive in the classroom, and he takes the time to really get to know all of his students.
I'd like to shout out my boy Doc. He always makes English fun, and he's the cleanest in the school.
I would like to express my gratitude to Ms. Walton because not only did she get me into the subject that I want to study in college, but she also gives great advice and listens to me rant about stupid things.
So I'm grateful for Alex Rodier for often asking creative and unexpected questions that take us in new directions and often are very fruitful.
Huge for Miss G because she's very kind and funny and approachable and always ready to help people.
I appreciate Miss Pamela for all the support she has given to me in my freshman year here at St. Mary's, as my geography teacher and as my counselor.
Mr. Ruby makes the classroom environment fun and engaging. He nurtures our growth mindsets and shapes us into agents of our own learning.
Hi, I'd like to give my true gratitude and thanks to Yenny Lee and Devin Kelly. Those two dancers have really helped me out this year, and I am very, very grateful. Thank you, you guys.
Hey, quick shout out to my senior Okie group. You guys made a heck of a commitment showing up to work with the kids, not once but twice. So Olivia, Kara, Sylvie, Brian, Molly, thanks so much for all your work and care with the kids.
What is a great teacher who cares so much about her kids that she goes above and beyond her job description to help them out?
I'd like to show my gratitude to Mr. Filson for pushing me to work my hardest every day.
Ms. Paulson is a very passionate teacher who cares so deeply about her students' well-being. She goes above and beyond what's asked of her and does everything she can to make all the programs be the best.
I would like to thank Bailey and Quinn and Joseph, who were my senior mentees this year. They all made my day in about a zillion different ways.
I wanted to thank Ms. Kinga for always being dedicated and willing to help her students whenever they need it, and also for pushing us to be better writers than we think we could be.
I would like to recognize Mr. Sutphin. Every day I wake up and I'm excited to go to his class. It's one of my favorite things about St. Mary's, and anybody who has had him as a teacher is know that they are lucky.
Mr. Riccardi, because he cares a lot about his students and he has a lot of patience.
I'd like to express my gratitude for Shaylin Anderson, for her kindness, for her positive energy, and for her willingness to explore and express her faith.
So I'd like to thank Coach Banks. Whole team loves you, Coach. The reason I love you is because your job is kind of like Kanye West. People either love you or hate you, and I wish to have a job like that one day too, Coach. So have a good one, and good luck next year.
I would like to say thank you to Genevieve Wiley and to let Jen know how much I appreciate her. I really appreciate all of the things that Jen has volunteered to do and all of the things I got her to do to not make St. Mary's just a school but a community for all of us. So thank you, Jen, for everything.
She brightens my day every single day, even when she spills coffee and bagels in my car. Mila, I appreciate every single day I get to spend with you in high school.
I'm grateful to Owen Jump because he's a great role model for anybody of any age.
Thank Ms. McManus for always supporting me and helping me in math during A block. She's always there for me and always knows what to say and just helps me out as an individual and not as just a student.
I'd like to express my gratitude to Brother Edmund for leading this school with kindness and compassion for the last 21 years. Everything he does with love. And I'm very glad that he'll be leaving with us as class of 2018.
Good morning, St. Mary's. I'm Cor.
And I'm Kames.
And happy last day of T1 classes, guys. We are coming to you live from the newly remodeled and expanded St. Mary's Shea Center kitchen. Kames, what are we starting off with today?
Well, first off, to start our show, let's head behind us to our temporary Studio B with our first of two guests. Cam, who do you have with you today?
Tony. And he is the operations manager of CB2 Builders. I have a few questions for him. What steps did you and your team take to prepare yourself for this job?
Well, first, of course, is a complete understanding of the project and what the project entails. Secondly, once we've done that, is the buyout process. And so that's really looking at the specific scope of work, which subs are best suited for that as we go through the bid process. Once we've done that, then we develop a work plan based on the scope of work, site logistics, and lastly would be a project-specific safety plan.
Cool. And what was the biggest challenge you and your team faced in this remodeling job?
The fact that it's an older building with a lot of unforeseen conditions, and some of the issues that we ran into that were unforeseen.
You were also the contractor for Brennan Hall remodel a number of years ago. Was this job easier or harder than that?
Different. Brennan was more logistically challenging because of the vast amount of scope and the fact that we kept that building in operation during the school times. So we had specific periods that we were allowed to work, and we phased that, so we did it 3 successive summers. Each one had a tight timeline. This project was more challenging from a technical standpoint. You had more parts and pieces, a more sophisticated MEP equipment, mechanical and electrical equipment, same with plumbing. So that made it more challenging technically.
And with food services suspended during the pandemic, how did this affect your timeline and getting the job done?
It worked out tremendously. Unfortunately, the reason why we're in this situation is, it's a sad one, but it really allowed for the completion of this project. Given all the issues we ran into, that would have been problematic if we had held up opening of the cafeteria if the school was open.
Yes, and would you say you're satisfied with your job?
Oh, absolutely. The more challenging a project is, the more satisfying it is if you achieve the goal.
Yes. Well, thank you.
You're more than welcome.
Thank you, Cameron. And guys, Power School and Unified Classroom closes up for the fall term in just 6 hours. It's now or never, Panthers. Make sure you check out your grades and assignments one last time so you can sit back and enjoy the break.
And students and faculty members are reminded that as you start your holiday shopping, please remember those less fortunate than yourselves by contributing to our gift card drive for the Catholic Charities of the East Bay. The link is on the school's website, and the need is greater than ever due to COVID-19. The portal will be closed on December 4th, so we encourage you and your friends and families to donate as well. Here's Gwen with more information. Oh,
Actually,
sorry.
guys, we do not have a video, but also happening with the start of T2 is a brand new daily schedule. In case you missed Dr. Imperial's email from a couple of weeks ago, here it is. Classes will now be 40 minutes long, but we also have a built-in lunch break, and on Fridays we will be having C block at 11:45 a.m.
And now let's head back to our temporary Studio B with Kira and yet another special guest. Who do you have with you today, Kira?
Good morning. Today I am with the architect that was in charge of this remodeling job. Could you introduce yourself, please?
Hi, my name is Adam Carr, and I was the senior architect in charge of this project. And I work for RPR Architects, and we're located in Oakland.
Nice to meet you, Adam. So
Thank you.
first question, what steps do you and your team usually take when tackling a remodeling job like this?
So a job like this, it really begins with getting to know and understand what the end users, in this case is Brother Edmund, and then Brother Larry, and Mark Headley, who's the facilities manager here, really getting to understand with a lot of clarity what their end goals are, and also understanding what the building has to offer us. It's a remodel project, so we had to have a very clear and strong understanding of the existing conditions of the building, so that we can fold in a design that's responsive to their needs and also the limitations of the building that we were working within.
That's very nice. And then from an architectural standpoint, what were you trying to achieve with the design of the kitchen and bathrooms?
So it's a twofold process. Essentially, the way we approached it was we wanted to have a clear functional component that had to be achieved with the project. The kitchen needed to be a vast improvement upon what was existing. What was existing wasn't a very functional kitchen. It worked, but no one was happy and satisfied with it. And the second component is to make it beautiful and also integrate it with the existing conditions of the building that we were working within. In this case, the Shea Center. It's a very interesting building. It was built in 1976, and it has its own language and feel to it. And we had to respond to the context of the existing building. And our end goal essentially was functional and beautiful, but nothing that deviated too much from what was there before. We wanted it to appear as if it had always been here.
Is there any part of the kitchen that particularly stands out to you?
To us, to me in particular, the folding window, the fold-up windows at the receiving line, where students will come in and order their food and pick up. It was really important for us to maintain a strong visual connection from the cafeteria in through the kitchen. And there's a functional component to that, but there's also the component of we want people to see in here and understand what their cook staff are doing and see the process, and also have an opportunity to get borrowed natural light from the new windows we have to the exterior that serve the countertop at the exterior snack counter. So for me, those fold-up windows they're beautiful, number one, and they're extremely functional. They move up right out of the way, and they don't present any hazards or limitations in terms of the flow of traffic around the cafeteria. So I think that's my favorite part of the project, is that connection.
Yeah, they look really nice.
Thank you very much.
From a student's perspective, how will this newly remodeled kitchen affect what they eat and how they are served in the future?
Well, that's an enormous component, and based on what I saw, and I did a lot of observation of the existing conditions prior to remodel, I think it's really going to allow the student body to have an expanded menu, and hopefully a more healthy menu. And in the future, I just see a lot of opportunity for introduction of different styles and types of foods, and some more experimentation. It'll allow the cooking staff here to really take some creative freedom because they have the space to do it now. So
that sounds really exciting. And finally, are you satisfied with your work?
Yes, I am, and it's always rewarding to start a process, and this process effectively started over 2 years ago. And so architecture is always it's kind of a long haul. There's no instant gratification that comes with it. So yeah, it's always extremely satisfying to come to an end point where we have a client who is satisfied and happy with our results. And it really comes down to the team. Fantastic client, fantastic general contractor. We had on our architectural end, we had a great engineering team. And you take all those moving components, and in this project, everything dovetailed in a way that gave us what we have now. So yeah, very
Nice.
satisfied.
I'm glad. Thank you so much today, Adam.
Thank you.
Mr. Carr. And guys, getting straight to the birthdays today, we don't have any birthdays today, but we do have a number of birthdays for this weekend and next weekend during Thanksgiving break.
This weekend, we have Dominic Acosta, Christian Alcantar, Mariah Colbert, Leah Leona Davis, Jergis Voss, Ryan Wong, and Ms. Balling.
And next weekend during Thanksgiving break, Tamia Kreisbaum, Nathaniel Harui, Madison Jen, Karnveer and Kiranpreet Panu, Brandon Soria, Matthew Tayag, Declan Zuber, and Miss Fisher. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Panther. Happy birthday to you.
Wow, very nice. Well, before we leave, just a reminder that this is the season to give thanks.
While things aren't going as we hoped and planned, let's take a moment to give thanks for small or large things that keep us going. I personally am thankful for my dogs who I get to see every day.
And I'm thankful for my self-safety. I don't know.
It's a good one.
I'm thankful for all the support that I get from my friends and family.
And I'm thankful for my siblings and my parents who make quarantine a lot more fun.
Have a great Thanksgiving break, St. Mary's, and we will see you back here on Monday, November 30th.